Hello, my little mathematicians. Today, we're going to use the unit rate to solve problems. This is your homework assignment, so I'm just going to do a few to help you get started and see how to do them. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do with you is number 1 that says Rita drove 78 miles in 2 hours. Okay, so she drove 78 miles in 2 hours. If she drove at this same rate, how far, so how many miles could she drive after 7 hours? Whatever they give you two of, so they gave you the number of hours twice, that's going to go in your denominator. And then the thing you're trying to find, like how far she can go, that's going to go in your numerator. Okay, so that first piece of information said that she could go 78 miles in 2 hours. Well, if I can find how far she can go in 1 hour, then I could just multiply that by 7 hours and figure out how far she'll go. So how do you go from 2 hours to 1 hour? Well, divide it by itself, 2 divided by 2. Because anything divided by itself is 1. I can do that as long as I do the same thing to the numerator, because essentially you're just dividing by 1, right? Anything divided by itself is, anything over itself is 1. So I didn't really change the value. I'm just representing it a different way. So 78 over 2 is the same thing as 39 over 1, because 78 divided by 2 is 39 and 2 divided by 2 is 1. I just now found the unit rate that you can go 39 miles per hour, or in 1 hour. Now I can use that unit rate to figure out how far then you can go in 7 hours. So hours is going to end up canceling out, just like, for instance, what if you had 4 sevens times like 7 over 3? Well, the sevens cancel out and become 1, and then you just have 4 times 1 is 4, and 1 times 3 is 3. These were diagonally across from each other, so they canceled out and became 1, right? I'm going to use that same logic that these hours canceled, and now I'm just left with the units of miles, and 39 times 7 is 273. So you can go 273 miles in 7 hours. Okay, you're going to use that same type of logic to solve the rest of these. And again, whatever they give you two of, so they gave me the number of hours twice, that's what I'm going to put in the denominator, because then you're going to find out, well, how far can you go in 1 hour, and then multiply that by 7 hours. Okay. The other one I wanted to help you get started on was on the back. Okay. When you have tables, you still can use those. It's just now you have more than one option to use. You want to find the unit rate, and how you know which one to put in the denominator. Well, again, they want to know how much it would cost to buy 3 pounds of apples. So I want the number of pounds of apples to eventually become 1, right? And then I could just multiply it by 3 pounds of apples, and those would cancel. So that means that the money would go on top and the number of pounds would go on the bottom. So pick any of the ones that you want. I'm just going to use the first one. It says the cost is $4.45 for 5 pounds. So then how do you go from 5 pounds to 1 pounds? Well, divide it by itself, because anything divided by itself is 1. So do the same thing on top. And $4.45 divided by 5 is 89 cents. So your unit rate is that it's 89 cents per pound, or per pound of apples. So then using that logic, if that's how much it is for 1 pound, multiply it by 3, and that'll tell you how much it is for 3 pounds. So the number of pounds canceled. Now I'm left with just the unit of money, and 89 cents times 3, you get $2.67. So it's going to cost $2.67 for 3 pounds of apples. Okay, and then use the same logic for the next one. Figure out which thing needs to go in the denominator, and then use your table to find how much it is for one of those. Okay, and then the other thing is from the graph, same logic, because a graph represents coordinate points, right? A table represents coordinate points on a graph. So here it says how much water, so we don't know how much water, should be used if you are cooking 7 cups of rice. So I want the cups of rice to become 1, right? Well, since hopefully they can give me that on the graph. Okay, so cups of rice is here. 1 cup hits right there. So 1 cup is, wrong color, is how much? 2 cups of water. Okay, well, that already just gave me the unit rate. So it's 2 cups of water for every 1 cup of rice. Okay, now I'm going to use that logic to then say, okay, well, if it's that much for 1 cup of rice, then how much is it for 7 cups of rice? And cups of rice are diagonally across, so they cancel. And now you're just left with 2 times 7, which is 14 cups of water. Okay, so again, my answer is 14 cups of water if you want to make 7 cups of rice. All right, my little mathematicians, go ahead and finish the rest of this page. You got it.